More than just poems. Hello. Today we are going to enjoy a beautiful love story in simple English. This story will help you learn new words and phrases, improve your listening skills, and practice pronunciation, all while having fun. Let's dive into the story of More Than Just Poems. In a small village, there was a girl named Clara. She was blind, but she had a beautiful heart and a deep love for writing poems. She was her parents' only daughter. Though they didn't have much money, her parents were kind farmers who worked hard to give Clara the best life they could. Clara went to a special college for blind students, where she felt free to express herself. She loved listening to the sound of the wind, the birds, and the voices of people. She also loved touching flowers, their soft petals and gentle leaves. But most of all, Clara loved to write. She wrote about her feelings, her thoughts, and her dreams. Clara kept her poems secret. She only showed them to Mia. She hoped that one day someone special would read them and understand her heart. Clara's best friend was Mia, who lived next door. Mia could see everything. She could run, jump, and play, but she never made Clara feel small. Instead, she was always there to help Clara and share everything with her. They grew up together, always playing and dreaming. Mia had a little brother and often helped her parents run their small grocery shop in the village after her morning college classes. Though Clara and Mia studied at different colleges, they would meet after classes and spend weekends together, visiting places and having fun, just like they always did. One day, a young man named Daniel came to the village. He was tall, handsome, and kind. He had come to work on a big project to improve the village and planned to stay for a whole year. One afternoon, his car broke down near Clara and Mia's house. The girls were sitting outside when it happened. They quickly went to help. Mia was lost in his face. She had never seen a guy so handsome before. She couldn't stop looking at him. He was standing by his car, trying to fix it. The engine had stopped working, and his hands were a little dirty. Clara, on the other hand, didn't look at him. She only listened to his voice. It was calm and kind. Daniel smiled and said, "Thank you so much." He introduced himself politely. Mia smiled quickly, her heart beating fast. "I'm Mia," she said. Then she pointed to her friend. "This is Clara, my best friend." Clara gave a small nod and a soft smile. She didn't need to see him, just his voice. It felt like a song she had always known. That night, Mia couldn't sleep, thinking about his charming face and his personality. Clara also kept thinking about him. When she heard his voice, it felt like she had known him for years. Daniel was impressed by how helpful and friendly they both were. That was the beginning of something special. Sometimes Daniel would stop by Mia's family shop to buy groceries, and he would often see both girls together. He felt happy to witness their close bond. They both started to enjoy waiting for him. Just seeing him, talking to him, spending time with him, it made them happy. But something was different this time. Clara and Mia didn't tell each other how they really felt about Daniel. They always shared everything, every secret, every dream. But now, they stayed quiet, because deep inside, both were feeling something they had never felt before: love. Daniel also enjoyed talking and spending time with both of them. He thought Mia was fun and full of energy. Clara was kind and thoughtful. Clara couldn't see the world, but Daniel's words helped her feel it. When he said something kind or wise, it stayed in her heart. His words made her feel seen. From the first moment Mia saw Daniel, she felt something strong: love at first sight. She thought he was very handsome and kind. As they spent more time together, Mia fell more and more in love with him. One weekend, Daniel asked them to take him around and visit the whole village. They smiled and agreed. While talking, Clara and Daniel discovered that they both loved poetry. Clara's heart jumped. Why do we think the same way, she thought. But she said nothing. She had never shared her poems with anyone, only Mia. Clara stayed quiet, not knowing how to open her heart. But Mia saw a chance. She knew Daniel liked poetry and thought that if she read him the poems, he might start liking her. Mia had an idea. She decided to take Clara's poems and read them to Daniel, pretending they were her own. She hoped it would make Daniel notice her. However, Mia didn't realize that the truth would eventually be revealed. Daniel was surprised. He thought Mia was a great poet. Mia started meeting Daniel alone. Every day she read him one poem. Slowly, Daniel started falling in love, with her words more than her outer appearance. But he didn't know the truth. The poems he loved were not written by Mia. They were written by Clara. Clara had no idea this was happening. She trusted Mia like a sister and felt happy whenever Daniel visited. She didn't realize that she was falling in love. Slowly, quietly, deeply. Mia saw that Clara was changing. Clara was happier and talked more when Daniel's name came up. Mia started to feel worried. Mia noticed that Clara might like Daniel. At first she wasn't sure, but then she got scared. Mia thought Clara might get closer to Daniel and find out the truth. So Mia started avoiding talking about him and spent less time with Clara. Clara didn't understand and felt confused. One evening, Clara finally asked, "Mia, why are you ignoring me like that? Why don't you want to talk about Daniel? I feel like you're hiding something from me." Mia didn't say anything at first. She was nervous, unsure of how to tell Clara the truth. After thinking for a moment, she decided this was the right time to speak up so that Clara would keep her distance. Finally, Mia took a deep breath and said, "Clara, I love Daniel, and he loves me too." Clara felt a sharp pain in her chest. She wanted to share how she felt about Daniel, but before she could, Mia's words made her heart broken. Clara smiled and said, "I'm happy for you, Mia. You deserve to be happy." She meant it because she loved Mia like a sister. But deep down, something inside her felt broken. One afternoon, Clara was walking to visit Mia. As she got closer to the room, she heard Mia reading her poems to Daniel. He was telling her how much he loved her words, and that's why he fell in love with her. They were laughing together, and Clara stopped, her heart aching, listening. Everything became clear in that moment. Clara's heart broke. The love she had kept hidden wasn't hers to have. Slowly she turned away, feeling sad and lost. That night, Clara sat by the window, writing a poem with tears falling on the pages. Her mother walked in and saw her. "Clara, are you okay?" Clara quickly wiped her tears but couldn't hide the pain in her voice. "It's nothing, Mom. I'm just writing." Her mother sat beside her and gently held her hand. "You can tell me, my sweet girl. I know your heart better than anyone." Clara broke down and whispered, "I love someone, but he loves someone else. And the words he loves, they're mine. But he doesn't know." Her mother hugged her tightly. "My dear, your heart is pure. One day, the world will see your light, the real you. Don't stop writing. Don't stop dreaming." Daniel's work in the village was going well. He loved the people, the place, and the progress he was making. Everything seemed perfect. With the project nearly finished, Daniel decided to surprise Mia. Daniel wants to propose to Mia in front of the whole village, so everyone can celebrate their love. After they get married, he plans to take her to his home country, France, to help her pursue her talent as a poet. He has already bought a beautiful ring, ready to ask her to be his wife. But just as everything seemed to be falling into place the day before he planned to ask, something unexpected happened. Clara was coming home from college when she tripped and fell, unable to get up. Daniel was driving by and quickly stopped. He gently helped her into the car, his hands warm and kind. "Are you okay?" Daniel asked, worried. Clara smiled weakly. "I'm fine, just a little clumsy." "You're not clumsy," he said softly. "You're amazing. I'm just happy I was here to help." Clara felt her heart warm. She wished she could tell him how she really felt, but she knew he loved Mia. "Thank you, Daniel. You always help when I need you." Daniel squeezed her hand gently. "I'll always be here for you, Clara." Daniel drove Clara home, making sure she felt safe and comfortable. After talking to her parents for a moment, he headed back home. On the way, he noticed the notebook Clara had accidentally dropped in the car. He picked it up, and something inside caught his eye. When he opened it, his heart stopped. The poems, the same ones Mia had read to him, were written in Clara's handwriting, and Clara's name was at the bottom. His heart stopped. It was Clara all along. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He was hurt and confused. The feelings that touched his soul had come from Clara, not Mia. He had fallen in love with the wrong person. The next morning, he set out early, planning to see Clara and tell her everything. But on the way, stressed and heartbroken, he lost control of his car and crashed. He was rushed to the hospital by the villagers. His injuries were serious. He couldn't move. But he had one request. "Please, call Clara and Mia." They both came, along with their parents. Mia ran to him, tears in her eyes. "What happened, my love?" she asked, worried. Daniel looked at her with sadness. "Why did you do this? You hurt Clara and me. You played with our feelings and broke trust." Mia felt as though the world was spinning around her. Tears filled her eyes as her voice trembled. "I lied. I was selfish. I knew Clara had feelings for you too, but I chose to ignore it because my own desires blinded me. I was wrong. I see now that you both belong together. I don't deserve to be your friend. I don't deserve your forgiveness. I'm ready to accept any punishment for what I've done." Daniel's voice was soft but full of pain. He couldn't speak, his eyes filled with sadness as he watched Mia cry uncontrollably. Her sobs shook her body, and her parents had to pull her away, trying to comfort her. Clara stood frozen, heartbroken. Daniel turned to her, calling her name. "Clara!" Her heart pounded as she walked to his side. Daniel reached for her hand and held it tightly, his eyes full of tears. "Clara, I know the truth now. The poems, they were yours. I didn't know before, but now I see clearly. I fell in love with your words, Clara. With you. Every poem you wrote, I felt it in my soul. I'm sorry that I couldn't read your heart when it was right in front of me." Then, looking at her, he asked gently, "Why didn't you tell me your feelings?" Clara cried softly and whispered, "Daniel, I wanted to tell you, but I was scared. I thought you and Mia were in love, and I didn't want to lose you both." He smiled weakly. "You can't see me now, but I want you to see the world. I'm going, and giving my eyes to you," he whispered. "With them, you'll see everything. The sky, the flowers you love, the faces of those who care for you. And I will still be with you, always. Promise me, Clara. Promise me you'll become the poet you were born to be." Clara's tears fell as she held Daniel's hand tightly, her heart aching. "I promise," she whispered, her voice shaking. "I'll write for you. I'll make you proud. And you'll always live in my heart. But it's so hard to let you go. I need you here with me." Daniel, feeling weak, gently wiped her tears with his hand. In a soft voice he said, "I will always be with you, Clara. I will never leave you. You will keep me in your heart, and your poems will keep me alive." Daniel held Clara's hand tightly, his voice faint. "Clara, one last thing. Will you recite a poem? Not from the pages, just from your heart." Clara nodded through her tears. She closed her eyes and spoke softly, the words flowing from her soul. "You heard my words, but didn't know they were me. You loved the light, but never saw who set it free. I gave you verses quiet and true, and in every line, I was loving you." Daniel smiled weakly. "It was always you, Clara. You're the poem." She held his hand tighter. "I'll write for you. Always." Daniel smiled one last time. "Now you will see me, and I will see your poems. The world will know your light, Clara." And then, with a peaceful breath, Daniel was gone. Clara was quiet, her heart breaking. Her parents hugged her, giving her comfort without words as she cried. Through the pain, she whispered, "I will keep writing. For you, Daniel." Mia, who had betrayed her, stepped forward, her eyes filled with regret. She gently placed a hand on Clara's shoulder, her voice soft and full of regret. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "I will stand by you, always. No matter what happens, I'll be here for you. You are not alone." After Daniel passed away, Clara kept her promise. She put all her love and feelings into her poems, never stopping. With every poem, people started to see the beauty in her words. Clara became a famous poet, and her poems touched many hearts. Even though she couldn't see, she felt the world through her writing. She never forgot Daniel. Every poem she wrote was for him, to keep his memory alive. Clara's poems shined with love, loss, and hope. She wrote for him, for herself, and for the world. The world knew Clara's name, the poet who wrote from her heart, for love, for Daniel, and for the memories that would last forever. Thank you.